everyone, and thank you for watching the City Long video series, Successful Meetings in English. Today, I'm going to give you some useful tips to help you communicate more effectively next time you participate in a meeting in English. So, let's get down to business. In my opinion, the most important thing in a meeting is good communication. Being able to express yourself clearly is essential. Of course, if English is not your native language, it can be even more challenging to get your message across. That is why I suggest preparing some simple expressions in advance. Firstly, we'll look at some ways to give your opinion during a meeting. Secondly, we'll look at ways to agree with someone. And thirdly, some ways to disagree. Okay, so I'm going to give you 3 options of what you can say when you want to give your opinion. The first thing you can say is simply, in my opinion. The second, from my point of view. And lastly, you can say, I think, or I feel that. For example, you could say, in my opinion, we should increase the training budget for next year. Just be careful, we don't say from my side or according to me. You can use the expression according to for somebody else, but never yourself. For example, according to Sarah, we need to make cuts to the training budget, but from my point of view, it needs to be increased. Now, let's look at different ways to agree with someone. The most common expression we use when responding positively to something is, I agree. Just be careful, we don't say I am agree, we say I agree. That is because the verb agree is just like any other verb in English. We say I work, I eat, I sleep, I agree. Now, if you want to show that you strongly agree with someone, you can use the expression I completely agree. For example, I completely agree with Max. Investing in new IT equipment is not the priority right now. In some cases, you may want to show that you agree with certain aspects of what someone is saying, but not all. In this situation, you should say, I agree up to a point. For example, I agree up to a point, Max, but some of the IT equipment does need to be replaced. Now, let's take a look at some ways to disagree with someone. The most common expression we use is, I don't agree. Again, just be careful. We don't say, I am not agree. We say, I don't agree. You can use the expression, I disagree, and this here is a little bit stronger. Of course, it's perfectly natural for some people to agree and some others to disagree during a meeting, especially when you are discussing important subjects. And in that case, it can be quite delicate. This is why it's so important to choose your words carefully. In English, we often use little extra words in order to avoid being too direct. For example, you could say, I'm afraid I don't agree. Another nice way to disagree, firmly but politely, is the expression, I can't go along with that. It's used to explain that something is not an option for you. If you want to use this expression, it's generally a good idea to suggest an alternative. For example, you could say, I'm sorry, Sarah, but I can't go along with that. Perhaps we could find a compromise. Okay, so let's take another quick look at these expressions. Next time you attend a meeting in English, try to use at least a couple of these expressions. The most important thing is that you feel comfortable giving your opinion. So find the expressions that feel right for you and practice until it feels natural. Good luck and see you again soon on the City Long YouTube channel for more videos.